Hello and welcome to the Kenya Conservative Party. So this is policy ideas in which we look at the situation in Kenya and attempt and find our way forward. So of course we will be presenting a presidential candidate in the upcoming polls in 2027. So basically, what is Kenya and what do we do? What do we need in order to move Kenya forward to be an industrial powerhouse? Of course, our goal is our independence. Fathers gifted us with political freedoms, but now we need economic freedoms in order to drive the Kenyan agenda forward. So, how do we drive the Kenyan agenda forward? So, basically, right now, what we need are economic prosperity. How do we assure every Kenyan is on a path to economic prosperity? How do we make sure that Kenyans are getting 3 square meals a day? How do we ensure that Kenyans are able to go to school to get a clean, decent, rewarding jobs post graduation? How do we ensure that Kenyans are able to afford a decent housing? How do we ensure that we expand the middle class so that then Kenyans can be prosperous? Of course, I will concur. According to Professor Herman Manyora, he says the best, the least standard of living for a Kenyan should be Buruburu. So Buruburu should be the least standard of living for a Kenyan. And of course, the same Herman Manyora says the least school that a Kenyan should be attending is the Alliance High School. So how do we improve fortunes for Kenyans? Number one, make it possible for businesses to borrow capital. It is shocking that basically right now businesses are borrowing, are competing with government to borrow capital. So basically, that's something that should not be happening. Businesses are competing with private with government to be able to compete for capital. Let us make it easier for businesses to borrow capital. Then when they borrow capital, then they will be able to start business operations. So we need an enhanced venture capital market in Kenya and Africa for that matter. So we need enhanced venture capital market. That is how we will be able to transform Kenya into a first world country. The beauty about venture capital is that it funds anyone from a graduate dropout to a high flying doctorate. It funds small businesses. That's the beauty with venture capital. It funds small amounts of many businesses, and then of course one or two will become a blockbuster, and that's how they recoup their money. So basically, I would hope that we have an enhanced venture capital market, and I think that's it about enhanced businesses. And then our politics. We need to shift our politics away from politics of tribe. This politics of Kikus have ruled for so long, or the Luos are neglected, they have never ruled Kenya, or the country has only been ruled by Kikus. I'm telling you that kind of talk is not going to get us anywhere. That kind of talk is not going to get us anywhere. So I believe that what we need as Kenyans is to be able to have politics of ideology. Let us discuss issues, not personalities. The thing is that our present political parties are but personality cults. They are like, look at the machinations in ODM, basically after the death of Raila Odinga. Look at the machinations of ODM. Basically, it is a party that is going to the dogs simply because it was personalized around Raila Odinga. So we need political parties that are anchored on ideology. Let's have a left of center party that's about equality of opportunity, and a right of center party that's about individual dynamism. So for the Kenya Conservative, for the Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party, so basically it's about capitalism with a human first. That's how what we believe in. That's what we think will enable Kenya to move to their realm of soil. See, when we have politics of ideology, the politics of tribe will die a natural death. So we very good candidates. So imagine if you are a candidate, you cannot compete against William Ruto, even if you have better ideas than him. If you were low in the past, you couldn't compete with Raila Odinga. If you are in Kikuland, maybe there is no ethnic kingpin that has come along. If you're Kamba, you cannot compete with Kalonzo Musyoka because these people have taken advantage of the country, and basically you cannot compete with them. So I think that needs to go, and I think if we make it very easy, if we make it very hard to compete on the basis of tribes, then we will compete on the basis of ideology. For the Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party, for KCCP, we believe in capitalism with a human first. Yes, we acknowledge that capitalism is the best wealth generator. We acknowledge that capitalism creates enormous amounts of wealth, but in the same way, it is the poorest distributor of that wealth, so it creates lots of inequalities. And that is, capitalism creates lots of inequalities. So, with the Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party (KCCP), we believe that we want basically capitalism with a human first. So, make public services such as health and education free so that then we are able to make that is public services free so that then we are able to have free healthcare, free education up to university level, have free healthcare so that we can have free public goods, and then of course you have privatized businesses. So you have capitalistic businesses and socialized governments. That's what we believe as a Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party. So when we have Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party, if we take the reins off, we believe that we will be able to steer Kenya on a midway, a mix of capitalism and socialism. That's what will propel Kenya forward. So, do you think that's going to be a good thing as the Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party? So, when we have socialist governments and privatized businesses, capitalistic businesses, that is the way we will be able to uh, move Kenya forward. We need to lift. So these are the policy ideas we propose. We propose as the Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party (KCCP). Number one, give each professor 5 million shillings in research funds every year. That money will go. We are in the age of ideas. We will, no matter how much natural resources we have, but it is ideas that will pull Kenya forward. And we need our professors to be in the labs, not to be in the streets striking every now and then. So we propose 5 million shillings in research funds for every professor, and then of course assistant professor 4 million, lecturer 3 million, PhD candidates 2 million, masters students 1 million, first class students 500,000, and of course and then of course as a socialist government we propose providing free breakfast at chiefs camps, and of course to hire 1 million civil servant trainees. That's at a cost of 375 billion, and then free breakfast, and then 10 o'clock tea, lunch, 4 o'clock tea, supper on Sundays and public holidays, and then a civic test twice per year to be to make people to basically to make people be patriotic about the country, and then of course a same-day payment for milk farmers or taking their milk to KCC, and then funding KBC, and then a Truth and Reconciliation Day in which we remember all the fallen victims of Kenya. So that's what we propose as Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party, that is KCCP. So that's what we propose as that's what we propose as KCCP. So you let me know on what you think is our transformation agenda. So bye for now till the next time. Bye for now. So we will be beginning our campaigns in earnest in order to make sure we secure the presidency for the Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party. Kenya Compassionate Conservative Party, that is KCCP. So bye for now till the next time.